Assalamualaikum, salam sejahtera. Saya Shafizan Johari dan ini Bisnes Alternatif. Dan hari ini kita akan cakap mengenai industri pet stylist ataupun merias binatang peliharaan. Dan bersama saya sekarang ialah Editor-in-Chief majalah Pet Stylist, iaitu Pam Lauritzen. Thank you for having us today.
Oh, thank you for welcoming me to your country. I love it here.
So this is your first time in Malaysia, right?
Absolutely,
right.
and it's beautiful.
First step to become a pet stylist. You know, this is still a very young industry in Malaysia. Not many pet stylists yet available in Malaysia, especially in KL. Yes, there's quite a few, but outside of KL, not so many. First step of becoming a pet stylist.
Okay, there are many different ways to become a pet stylist. One of those is simply that you can go to a school, such as Ryan has here, and that probably is the easiest way to go about becoming a stylist because it has better direction. The only other way to do it is to apprentice with another stylist, but they may not have all of the skills that are necessary in order to get a well-rounded education. In America, I'd be happy to share with you what happens there, and then maybe Ryan later can share with you what is happening here in Malaysia. But most of our people there all apprenticed with somebody.
I see.
And the problem with that is the styling techniques became very localized. And they weren't becoming, we were having difficulty with a national standard. So as we began introducing organizations and the schools begin to improve on their teaching methods, then we had the ability at that time now to standardize the industry. So I really recommend that if you're going to begin, that you begin with a school.
With a school, we're now in the Academy of Groomers Connection.
Yes.
This is one of the school that we call, if you want to become a pet stylist one day, you can come and learn here.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay, now, as a pet stylist, what is your recommendation? To actually work as a freelancer or to have your own salon, for instance? Which one is the what we call, which you recommend?
I think it depends on the individual. Some individuals are very leader type, owner type personalities. They want to be responsible for their own businesses and they want to be in charge of what they do. Other people are very happy. You know, they don't want the responsibility of the finances and the cost to run your own salon, and they would prefer someone else take on that burden, and they just take home a paycheck.
Yeah.
Yes, so it really depends on the individual.
And now in Malaysia, what is your? Do you foresee that this is going to be big one day in Malaysia?
Absolutely, absolutely. You have a wonderful population here, and from talking with Ryan, I know that there are many shops. I think close to. I think you should ask Ryan about that. But I know that there are enough shops here that it could become very big, and people need to know that it's a profitable industry.
How profitable is this?
I know people in America that are making well over millions of dollars. Yes,
every year?
Yes, and we have chain stores now. In the beginning, it was all a hobby, but it went from being a hobby as we grew and we learned more and we gained more respect. It went from being a hobby to being a profession. And once the bankers took notice that we were making a lot of money, then at that time they got involved with our industry in America, and now they're making millions of dollars. And when they initially went into it, they thought that it was going to lose money, and instead it made money.
Well, traditionally we've never, groom our pet, in Malaysia, as we have a lot more breeds here.
Yes.
There are various of type of breeds, and there are various of type of treatment that we need to give to our pet.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So, is this something that actually the catalyst of the industry?
Oh, yes, yes. And in fact, early in the years of our development, most of the pet-owning public that were using our facilities all owned poodles or dogs with long coats that needed a lot of trimming and that they did not have the expertise to be able to do it. Now, what's happened is with so many different breeds and varieties, now there are a lot of different special services to be offered. For example, short-coated dogs shed more than a long-coated dog will. And so it's more of a problem for the household. So being able to bring them into a salon and have them go through our de-shedding programs, it really helps for the cleanliness at home, and at the same time, it helps the coat for the pet.
All right, Pam, that's all the time we have. And thank you very much, Pam Lauritzen,
well, thank you.
The editor-in-chief of Pet Stylist. Dan kita akan berhenti rehat seketika, jumpa lagi selepas ni. Sampai mana? Bertemu lagi dalam Bisnes Alternatif. Masih lagi bercakap mengenai industri tata rias binatang peliharaan bersama dengan pemilik Groomers Connection Academy, Saudara Ryan Leong. Okay, now this business is very passion-driven business, and how do you basically have the guts to actually do this business?
Okay, well, a brief history about myself. I'm actually an accountant by profession. So, well, basically I hated going to that job. So anyway, I'm passionate about dogs. So and I realized that we are lacking those times 6 years ago. I mean about 6 to 7 years in the industry. So we were lacking in the in services that we give to our pets. So my wife and I decided to quit our job. So we came up with this. We came into this industry, and we brought in the first what we call where pets can actually socialize while they're on holiday. While their owners on holiday, they can go on holiday. Yes, and of course then we move on from there. We grew from there. Yes.
So is there any room for growth? I mean, does the industry has any room for growth in the future? Maybe say 5 years from now.
Well, yes. If you ask me, when we first joined the industry, that was about 7-8 years ago. We were actually in the infancy stage, and now after 6-7 years, we are at the growing stage. When it's growing, the business are growing, so there's a lot of rooms for improvement. As we speak, there's others, like other groomers or other owners are actually bringing new ideas to Malaysia, which is only good for us.
We have now an academy to actually create and to find talents, groomers, new groomers. Why you're doing this? Do we need that kind of numbers? Do we need that kind of numbers of groomers in Malaysia?
Well, the only reason I'm doing this is because, well, some people say I'm stupid. I'm creating competitor. Well, but I don't see it that way because after what happened last year with that cat stuff, the cat thing, so I believe that industry need to be educated, and we need to gain back the confidence of our our pet owner, so that's why and anyway we need an academy, because a lot of students, they are very passionate about pets, but they do not know where to begin, So that's why we see a demand in it. So we created an academy, for them to learn, for them to achieve what they want to do with it. They're passionate about it.
Also, in a year, how many pet studies that you would like to create?
Wow, as many as possible.
Do you have any target?
Any target? Well, as many as possible.
Okay, but in a year or in about
in a year
or in a month, how many students can you allocate?
Well, okay. What we do here is that we don't go by quantity. We rather believe in quality. So if you ask me in a year, well, I'd like to achieve about 20-30 students per year. Yes, that's how I look at it.
Okay. How about the other cities?
Well, what I can see from the 6-7 years, the growth of the pets industry in Malaysia, a lot of us are now having pets as a companion. So as it grows, I believe that we need more of this in the whole of Malaysia. And in the city of Penang, JB or KK, we have a student from KK, and she says the industry is growing there as well. There is a need for these professionals. Right.
As our income, as our income getting higher, quality of life are getting better. and of course, when we have extra money, we like to give it at least treat our pet kindly as our companion. What are the other things that we can do? I mean, what are the other opportunities?
Well, do you want me to talk? Okay, let's talk about the owner first. Yeah, all right. Well, what I can see, as a pet owner nowadays, they really treat their pets like a kids, like their son, like their daughter, they want the very
like their
best.
Own children.
Yes, correct. Yes, as you know, they want the very best for their pets, for their children, so they will go and find, they will go and find the very best for them. Yeah. As for the professional, like us, what do we want to achieve? What again? Sorry.
Would there be any room for other opportunities? Let's say now we have product for pets.
Yeah.
I think sekarang laku kot.
Laku.
Okay. Previously it was like makanan kucing, makanan the pet food, right? Okay, now besides pet food, we also have shampoo, and then dah ada spa. So now moving forward, what are the other offerings or what kind of other opportunities that the businessmen in the industry could actually provide to the pet owners in Malaysia?
What other opportunity? Wow, trade secret ni. Okay. All right. Wow. What other opportunity? I would say, maybe a one pet stop center, so that everybody can come together and everybody can educate everybody, share of knowledge in the grooming industry, and I think it's very important for that. And I think it's where all Malaysians are lacking. We always like to keep secret to ourselves. We do not like to share among ourselves. So I think sharing of knowledge is where we should gather together.
So you're also very passionate about awareness of pet,
Oh yes. The pet welfare, I would put it that way. Yes.
All right, Ryan, thank you for sharing this with us today. Thank you for having us today in your facility. Terima kasih banyak. Itu tadi Ryan Leong, iaitu pemilik Groomers Connection Academy, dan sekian saja Bisnes Alternatif pada malam ini. Saya Shafizan Johari. Assalamualaikum.
Alright.